I'm in my second toxic relationship. What's going on? And I've had this question a few times. And it's only when you realize that you've actually got this pattern, that you've been in these abusive relationships before, that maybe somewhere, somehow it's got to do with you and not the person that you're with. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Natasha Williams, and I'm a toxic relationship expert and a personal development coach. So now you found that you actually see that there's a pattern going on. And that is actually where the true empowerment comes. Because up until that time, you might think it was just the luck of the draw. You just happened to attract this person who came along and there you are. But you keep finding yourself attracted to these people. And I only realized it with my second husband. And I had been in these relationships, a few of them, before I even realized it. And instead of leaving, which I really needed to do, but I couldn't find myself doing. And I was stuck, just like most of you are stuck. I was scared of what would happen to me emotionally when I left, because I was in a really dark place when I left the guy before that. And I realized that it didn't matter if I left, because I just end up in another relationship like that again, have to go through all the love bombing stages, get to know them all over again, just to find out that they're another narcissist. And so I decided to stay rather and figure out what on earth is it about me that is attracting these guys. What is it? And it's only when I started having the real aha moments, because there's something in you. And I noticed this. I made a list of all the questions that people have asked, and I've got pages of questions. And what always surprises me is that people are asking me, why does he do this? Why is he like that? Why did he say this and mean that? And my interesting question is, nobody asks me, why did I find this person? What is it about me? Because it's always about the person out there and not about you. And I'm here to tell you today that it is about you. Because unhealthy people find unhealthy people. Healthy people don't find unhealthy people. So understand that. Healthy people find healthy people. So if you don't want to find an unhealthy person, you need to get healthy. Does that make sense? Have you got that? And so you say, but there's nothing wrong with me. I'm such a good person. I'm so nice. And I'm saying it's because you're such a good person. Because you're too nice. Because you do everything for everybody. Because you don't have boundaries. Because you don't watch out for the red flags. Because you let them get away with the behavior. And they're testing you all the time. So as soon as they pass you've passed the test, guess what's going to happen next time? They up the game. And you thought, geez, you know what, at least I got through that one. I let him get away with it, and I just kept the peace and quiet. And all he did, and I'm assuming it's a he, but it could be a she, all he did was just see, okay, this is what I could get away with. There's no consequences, no repercussion. So if you want to understand what it is, and why are you in these relationships all the time, then you need to look at what is it that you're attracting. And you are attracting into your life what feels familiar. And you might say, well, that doesn't feel familiar. I don't even know the person. No. The energy is what's familiar. The strife, the drama, the cycle of drama is what's familiar. And that comes from childhood. Your subconscious mind is programmed by the age of 7. By the age of 7, your personality, your persona has been programmed. Your persona is taken in everything. Before the age of maybe 5 or 6, your personality is not developed yet. It's taking in everything, and whatever it takes in is what is making it into who you are, who you've become. Now you could say, well, then I'm doomed, and I'm going to say, no, you're not. In fact, my boyfriend this morning was telling me about Trevor Noah. For those of you who don't know him, he is a South African comedian, and he's moved to America. And he's now bought a really nice house, and he's really done a huge life turnaround. He was born in the townships. He's born of African descent and German descent, and he went through the apartheid years, and he's managed to make a name for himself. And I was just thinking this morning, how much effort would it require for somebody to turn their life around? Because if he can do it, you can do it. If Oprah can do it, anyone can do it. This is a woman who at 13 needed to left home, who had no support, whose only outlook on life was to become a maid for somebody. So if those people can do it, anyone can do it. But you've got to have enough of a vision, and you have to heal the past and not buy into it, and not have this belief system around you that says, this is all I'm worth. Because if that's all you're worth, then guess what? That's all you're going to get. It's all based on beliefs. And your belief system is just that. It's a belief system, not reality. You believed in the Easter Bunny until you found out at a later age that it wasn't real. You believed in Father Christmas until you found that out. The people used to think the earth was flat until they found out. So there's some things you found out later that weren't true, and they might have been very true for you at the time. You might have believed that your parents were saints until you found out that they actually robbed a bank or something. So until you find out that what you believe about yourself, about your abilities, about who the people are that you're going to attract changes, then you are right, it's not going to change. And you're not going to suddenly find another nice guy out there if you don't change your behavior, because you're going to keep attracting that. We're electromagnetic beings. So if you don't want to attract somebody that's unhealthy, stop being unhealthy. And how do you become healthy? You heal the parts in you that need to be healed. And if you say, well, I don't know what those are, I can tell you it's very easy. Whenever anything gets you emotionally upset, then you have a trigger. You have a trauma that needs to be healed. If somebody shouts at you and you back off, there's a trauma. And it didn't come from the guy shouting at you. It came from in your past where you used to get shouted at and you didn't know how to respond. And now this person outside of you, this person who's in your current life, is triggering the old response. So if you can just go back and understand this didn't come from now, there's your trigger. And everything about this person, if you say, why are they being mean to me? Who else was being mean to you? Because there was somebody in your past, you will find them. If it doesn't upset you, then there's no trigger, there's no emotional charge. Then if they're rude to you, it wouldn't bother you. You wouldn't think you're in a narcissistic relationship because it would wash over you like water off a duck's back. But the fact that it's not means that you have an emotional charge around it. It's in you. It's not in him. He's got no charge. He doesn't care. And when you understand that narcissists just don't care, because they only care about one thing, and that's not you, it's him. One person, one thing, and that's getting their needs met. They've got an emotional maturity of a 5-year-old. And so a 5-year-old only wants what they want. They'll kick and scream in the supermarket because they want that cereal, and if you don't give it to them, they'll kick up a bigger fuss. And what do as the nice, sweet person? You give them the cereal, and you calm them down, and then they want more cereal, and next time they decide they want a bigger toy. And all you're doing is pacifying a grown child who's a bully, who ups the game, who's bigger than you, who's a control freak, a power freak, and is going to hurt you. And what kind of a person are you creating? So you're not making that person, but you are certainly enabling them. And they get you to back down so much and act out of shameness and niceness, and I feel so sorry and I feel so bad for you. And they don't feel a damn thing. The only thing they feel is anger and pride, and all variations of anger, rage, frustration, irritation, and pride. And maybe lust and desire in between. But other than that, they don't feel grief, they don't feel love, they don't feel pain, they don't feel any of that. And they might say that they do, and some of them will even admit that they don't feel anything. And so you want to understand why you are in this relationship again. You need to look within. You need to find out what those triggers are and heal them. And if you want to know more about how to heal them, set up a call with me. I will show you how your subconscious mind works. You don't have to go with me. I'm tired of people thinking I'm trying to sell to them. I'm a coach. That's what I do. I help people. And when I help people, they get amazing results. Their lives change. But at the end of the day, it's up to you. If you want to do it alone and you think you don't have the money or whatever, that's fine, but I can show you. So you can be stuck and wonder and look for all the books and maybe eventually get back around to me and I'll show you in a free call how your subconscious mind works. And then you will understand how you can go about healing yourself, and I'll set you on that path. So if you like, there's a link below. Click on it, message me, and we'll see what we can set up. And if you can't make the call, then be polite enough to please cancel it so that somebody else can make it, because My time is precious. So your time is precious. I'm doing this for free for you to help your lives. So please, if you could just honor me and not make a call and then not pitch for it, I would appreciate that. You have an awesome day.